Well, good morning. Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but I've often referred to this channel as a news and opinion channel, and that's exactly what this video is going to be. So I picked out some news stories that was of interest to me, and hopefully they'll be of interest to you. Speaking of that, if you like this channel, if you like the content I'm putting out, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Share this video on your social media platforms, and most importantly, make sure you're subscribed so that you receive notifications when future videos come out. All of these things are free to do. They keep you in the loop and they help the channel. So I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time here. We got several stories to get to. Let's cue up the music and then let's jump right in with the first story. Here we go.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down. Flying by these road signs with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round. For my family and for my kids, for this life I wanna live. And this is why I do this.
Alrighty, we're back. Our first story comes to us from CDL Life. It's talking about the CVSA's International Road Check Inspection that's getting ready to start soon. And it's titled, the article, "Is Your Truck Ready for Road Check? Check out this cheat sheet to get ready for the big blitz." Now, I won't bore you too much with that kind of stuff. We all know what our trucks need to have and be able to do to pass inspection. But I mainly want to make sure and get the dates out there. And we'll talk about it, what they're going to be looking for, things like that. It says, the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance's International Road Check Inspection effort is just days away. Here's what you need to know to get your truck ready for the big blitz. CVSA International Road Check is scheduled for May 14th through May 16th. So we're, today's the 8th, so we're looking at less than a week away, 6 days away. It's going to take place through Canada, Mexico, and the United States. It says Road Check is the largest targeted enforcement program on commercial vehicles in the world, with nearly 15 trucks or buses on average inspected every minute in North America during the 72-hour period. The two areas of emphasis for road check inspectors this year will be alcohol and controlled substance possession and tractor protection systems. So make sure you don't have any contraband in your truck that might get you in trouble. That leads me to believe they're probably going to have the dogs there. They're probably going to want to get up in your cab and look around. Make sure you don't have anything in your refrigerator or things like that that you shouldn't have, as well as tractor protection systems. During the 72-hour enforcement effort, law enforcement officers will inspect commercial vehicles and drivers at weigh stations, temporary sites, and mobile patrols. And then they have a cheat sheet here for things like checking your brakes and coupling devices, fuel and exhaust systems, frame, van and open top trailers. They're looking for corrosion, fatigue, cracked or loose or missing pieces, things like that. Just look your truck over real good, your trailer real good. A lot of times TA and Petro will do a free mid-trip inspection. I believe Love's might do it too, but I don't want to put anybody on the hook. Check for yourself. Stop at a truck stop, say, hey, y'all do a free mid-trip inspection. Get a second set of eyes looking at your truck. If you work for a larger company, a lot of their shops will do a free mid-trip inspection as well, just in case you miss something. Sometimes we see our truck over and over every day, and we end up overlooking something because we see it so often we don't realize things have changed. Of course, your lights, that's a dead giveaway. And you flatbedders and even vans, make sure your cargo is secured. It's real easy to tell on a flatbed, on a van. you still may need straps, you still may need load locks, things like that for load securement. Steering, make sure you don't have too much play in your steering wheel. Get under your hood, grab stuff, try to shake on it, see if anything's loose, if anything's vibrated off or missing or things like that. Check your suspension, of course, tires, wheels, rims. I would check those every time you stop. You can run over something on the road and have a flat and not even know it. So keep your eyes out. Don't make it easy for them to get you. Don't be the low-hanging fruit that it's easy for them to find violations. Do your due diligence and look your truck over really well. All right, let's move on to the next story. Okay, I wasn't going to do this story, but I am going to do it. It's a little controversial. It's going to make some of you mad. I'm sorry. Here it is. Trucker stopped at Buc-ee's doors even after parking elsewhere. So, as you guys know, if you've been to a Buc-ee's before, they don't allow trucks to park on the parking lot. It's my understanding there's a couple of them that have dirt parking nearby where trucks can park. But Buc-ee's has been getting a rap for being, let's say, not welcoming to truck drivers. So here's the story. This story also comes from CDL Life. It says a trucker stopped at Buc-ee's doors, wrote into a Texas newspaper to tell the tale of his rejection in yet another series of Buc-ee's anti-truck stories. Truck driver John White recently wrote into the Houston Chronicle to recount his own experience being kicked out of a Buc-ee's store that had nothing to do with where he parked. So get this, they kicked him out of the store. It wasn't because he was parked on their lot. That's what I originally thought when I read this story, and I'm like, I'm not going to read this. But that was not the case. He says, I too was asked to leave Buc-ee's store in Texas when I bobtailed into their lot. White started, referencing a trucking couple's experience at a Buc-ee's about a year ago. I left and parked on the shoulder of the road and tried to walk back in and was greeted again by the store manager and told truck drivers are not welcome and to please leave before they called the police and have me removed for trespassing. So truck drivers are not welcome at Buc-ee's. They need to keep that in mind next time one of their fuel trucks shows up or a truck that's delivering merchandise for them to sell in their stores. I get that they might not want trucks parking in their parking lot, but for a store manager to say that a trucker's not welcome in his store, what if I'm an off-duty trucker traveling? I think if that store manager had it to do over again, he'd probably choose better verbiage and probably didn't mean that the way it came out. While each Buc-ee's location does post no 18-wheeler signs at each parking lot entrance, having a trucker stopped at Buc-ee's doors after parking elsewhere seems excessive. I would agree. And I'd like to point out too that if he was bobtail, he wasn't an 18-wheeler. At best, he was a 10-wheeler. And if he had super singles, he was a 6-wheeler. So that would make him the same number of wheels as a dually pickup. So I don't know about that one. But if they don't want trucks in the parking lot, that's fine. It's a private business. They can do what they want to do. But to tell a truck driver you can't park somewhere else, you can't park at a truck stop and take a Uber or Lyft there, a ride share of some sort, or you can't go there in your personal vehicle, I don't see how they can say truck drivers are not welcome here. White says, I can't believe they're allowed to discriminate like that. There are many stories like mine where drivers weren't even allowed in the store after parking off property and trying to walk in. And that completes that story, but I think we all need to be aware of this and more mindful of where we spend our money. Do we really want to spend money at places that are anti our profession? And I know people are lining up, oh, their barbecue's so good, you got to go there. I've never been to one, but it just seems counterproductive to go to places that are so anti-trucker. Anyway, with that being said, let's move on to the next story. This is another big story that's also on CDL Life, but I wanted to share it with you. It's a potential of 163,000 drivers losing their CDL when license downgrades start in November. So this is also in CDL Life if you want to go check it out. It says truck drivers with a prohibited status in the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse have just a few months to act before state licensing agencies begin removing their commercial driving privileges in November. It says, according to the latest FMCSA report, 163,318 CDL and CLP holders are listed in prohibited status in the agency's Drug and Alcohol Clearance, an online database that tracks violations of FMCSA's drug and alcohol testing program. If the drivers do not begin the return to duty status or process soon, they could face serious license problems later this year. So evidently there's a return to duty status process. These guys are procrastinating. I get it. The economy's tough. We're all out here trying to make a dollar any way we can. And so they've kind of backburnered it. Now they've got till November to get it under control, or it's going to become a pressure situation. It says starting on November 18th, 2024, the FMCSA will require state driver's license agencies to revoke commercial driving privileges from individuals who have a prohibited status in the agency's drug and alcohol clearinghouse. This would result in a downgrade of the license until the driver completes the return to duty status process, the agency says. The November 18th deadline was established by a second final rule issued by FMCSA in October 2021 that tightens the requirements with regard to drug and alcohol clearance. So this isn't something they sprung on us in the middle of the night. This isn't something we didn't know about. This has been going on since October of 2021. By November, we'll be at the 3-year mark. So for 3 years, people have neglected to take care of this. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I don't know what the requirements are for a return to duty process, but I would think it would be something that could be accomplished in a 3-year time span. It says this rule builds on and strengthens current federal rules that prohibit drivers from operating with a prohibited clearinghouse status. And it goes on, but basically, people have had basically 3 years to take care of it, and they need to get on with it. And so I don't know how you fail a drug and alcohol test to begin with, or why you'd refuse one. It's a different time. There was a time in trucking where some of that stuff was permissible, even commonplace, but those days are gone. All right, let's move on to the next story before I say something that gets me in trouble. And the final story of the day, if you guys are still with me, I know this video is a little long, is about a trucking social media influencer. When I tell you his name, I'm sure most of you are familiar with him. I've watched some of his videos. He appeared on Fox News recently to tell them why he dropped out of college to drive trucks. So let's jump into this one. This is going to be a good one. Popular trucking social media personality Alex the Trucking Guy was recently featured on Fox News. By the way, this story also came from CDL Life, to talk about how he's planning on retiring early. A 24-year-old truck driver known as Alex the Trucking Guy on his YouTube and TikTok channels was recently highlighted on the Ingram Angle program on Fox News. During the segment, Alex talks about why he left college for trucking and why he believes he'll be able to retire early thanks to the money he's been able to save by being a company driver. Yeah, but let's be fair. He's made quite a bit off social media too. It wasn't just driving a truck. Alex has 917,000 YouTube subscribers and 734,000 followers on TikTok. Check out Alex's Fox News appearance below. So it's got the, it ends the article on CDL Live showing the video of Alex oh gosh, I got his name wrong now. Alex the trucking guy's interview on Fox News on the Ingram angle. So go to CDL Live and check out that video if that's something that interests you. Anyway, I've got to get off here and get back to it. You guys have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.